What do you get when you combine a video gamer, a movie buff, a Star Wars geek, and a TV freak, put them on camera, and make them talk for half an hour? Mish Mash. Let's go. Hello, welcome to Mish Mash, the poor man's version of Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn. That's pretty sad considering that's a poor man's version of politically incorrect. So that makes us a third-rate show.
Woo! Third rate.
3.
Awesome.
I am the poor man's Joel McHale, Charlie Walsh. Joining me is the poor man's Kevin Smith, Jim Gallagher.
Hello.
We have the rich man's Yahoo Serious, Tom O'Brien. And we have the poor man's land shark, Jason Carlisle. He's got an extra row of teeth. It's true. It's true, I promise you. All right. Welcome back. That was one. Welcome back to the show.
Don't worry.
No one knows what we're talking about.
No uhs allowed. That's all.
No uhs allowed. No likes either.
Yep.
This is a show where we... I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
We're going to be having a contest later.
Yeah, we are going to have contests later.
Yep.
mishmashshow@gmail.com. Plug the email address. Plug the email address.
Mishmash Show.
Mishmash Show with
What's that email address?
mishmashshow@gmail.com. Send us your comments, send us topic ideas, and whatever. But that's the point of the show.
Anything you would like to hear us talk about.
At gmail.com, not .net, because .net's for suckers. Suckers.
Mishmash is a show where anything can happen. We talk about topics that are based in pop culture and entertainment and things like that, and we pretend like we know stuff.
What we're talking about.
We know what we're talking about.
Like our opinions matter.
Like our opinions matter. We are like Bill O'Reilly, in that we think we matter.
Yep.
New section of the show. Gonna give it a shot. Call it Newsfeed.
Now
Are you okay with that?
Cool title.
Yeah, this is where a title would come in, but I didn't have one prepared. I didn't have one prepared.
Should do it like an old 40s,
like a newsreel, like
yeah.
Newsflash 1944.
Yes.
Right. I get what you're talking about there.
Hindenburg is crashing back.
Oh, the humanity. Too soon? No. Thank you, Burt Reynolds. Tom DeLuise. All right. All right. But first, the first article. The BBC reports that almost 40 years ago, the Hells Angels attempted to assassinate Mick Jagger, who we all know is the lead singer of the Rolling Stones. The Angels' reason for the attempt was over Mick Jagger's decision to never use them for concert security ever again after an 18-year-old fan was allegedly murdered by a Hells Angels member. The biker gang was so angered at this that they completely forgot that they were a biker gang and decided to take to the seas and invade his home at Long Island.
So they became pirates?
They became pirates for a night, yeah.
And I like how it's like, how dare you accuse us of killing somebody? We're gonna kill you.
I'm so mad I could get on a boat.
Well, I guess it's kind of a natural progression. Like biker gangs are kind of like they're kind of like land pirates.
They're kind of like land pirates, yeah. Well, it turns out that they should have stuck to the land because when they were on their way to Mick Jagger's home, they hit choppy seas and they all got thrown from the boat.
Awesome.
Yeah, they got thrown into the briny sea to Davy Jones's locker. They're all fine afterwards.
And so, I was gonna say,
this was 40 years ago.
And that's how the Hells Angels became endangered.
Current American Idol contestant David Hernandez is the focus of an Idol controversy as pictures of his time as a bartender / stripper at a gay bar
Serving hot dogs. I read about
in Arizona. They popped up on the internet, no pun intended. This is the latest in a string of scandals that have plagued Idol contestants almost since the beginning of the series. Other notable scandals include last year's Antonella Barba pictures, and back in 2003, Frenchie Davis was kicked off the show for appearing on an adult website. You might be asking yourself, who? To which I would say, exactly.
Frenchie was badass too. I remember Frenchie, but that's because I like American Idol.
She was a beauty school dropout.
Yeah, she was.
Oh.
And that begins my public crusade against American Idol for not picking me in 2005.
I knew you wanted this show for revenge.
The crusade has begun.
Jerks. Jerks. Want to meet Scarlett Johansson?
Yes.
Do you have several $1,000s?
No, not yet.
No, you can't borrow $7,000.
Actually, I'm
looking at you.
I don't think you have
Wedding money.
Oh, no, I don't think the fiance
Wedding
would like
money.
that.
Wedding. Scarlett Johansson.
Well, before you continue that train of thought, you should find out the details. Oxfam America is auctioning off tickets to a movie premiere of He's Just Not That Into You, a chauffeured car ride to the premiere, a hair and makeup session, and a meet and greet with the actress at the premiere. How long is the meet and greet?
Yeah.
Quote, there is no set amount of time, but it is estimated to be a brief visit due to Scarlett's schedule that evening. So if you plunk down a year's salary, you can discover for yourself that she's just not that into you. See how that came around full circle?
That was good.
That's usually about how long I put a year's salary into a girl before I realized they're just not in.
Yeah, that's usually.
All right, and finally, Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game, died this day of March 4th, 2008.
What?
Yes.
How does this
Sad.
get past? I own a comic book store, for Christ's sake. How do I not know this?
He did not roll a saving throw.
Damn it.
Jesus.
The cause of death being that he failed a saving throw of his 1d12 against Father Time.
Who's this?
Gary
Yeah,
Gygax. He created Dungeons & Dragons, the role-playing
It's a
game.
Oh, yeah.
pleasure to meet you.
He was on Futurama once.
Gygax, who is single-handedly responsible for prolonging many a nerd's virginity, died at the ironic age of 69.
Oh. Hey, at least he made it there
Too
once.
soon?
Yes.
I mean, it was today.
It was today? How long ago?
This
69
morning.
minutes ago?
No, this morning. All right, on to the meat of the show.
The meat.
The meat. The meat and potatoes.
I think I'll be playing the meat tonight.
Here's where we have our topic of discussion. Our first one. A few entertainment scandals have come out recently involving people being frauds. A Food Network host was fired after it was revealed that he lied about his credentials, including designing the wedding cake for Princess Diana. And that is officially 2 Princess Diana references in the span of 2 Mish Mashes. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but
We're all about it.
we're all about Princess
let's do
Diana.
Keep a memory alive. Candle in the wind.
Also, best-selling author Misha DeFonseca, a Massachusetts resident actually, making us proud, admitted her Holocaust memoir was fake.
Awesome.
Yeah, in the memoir, she recounted stories of traveling 19,000 miles across Europe in search of her parents, killing a Nazi in self-defense, and being adopted by wolves. Wolves, like the animals,
Nice.
who protected her from the Nazis as they traveled across Europe. It turns out it was all a lie, including the fact that she is Jewish.
Yeah, I heard about that. And when you think about it, it really is a tall tale. Like, the wolves saved me from the Germans. I killed them with my bare hands. How old was she when this happened?
She claims that
She
her
killed a
parents,
German.
Well, I don't know when she said she killed a Nazi, but I think she said something about all this started when she was 4, when she was like adopted by wolves and whatever.
That's
of course,
crazy.
Yeah, of course, a while back. And actually, this book has been out for a while. Like back in the 1990s, this book was out. Of course.
So what's the big deal? Why don't we just move it from nonfiction to the fiction section?
Well, I don't know. The fact of the matter is that people have been buying this book for almost 20 years, and it's turned out that it's not even true at all.
Yeah.
And you remember like a year or so ago, A Million Little Pieces. James
the guy in
Frey,
the
who was,
Oprah
like,
show?
pimped by Oprah.
Yep.
It turned out that there was parts of that were fraudulent.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
embellished.
Now, does it seem like it's easy to cheat your way to fame? And who's to blame for that?
If it's easy to cheat your way to fame, what are the 4 of us doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
We're not as unscrupulous as them.
No, but we have scruples.
We have
Well,
scruples.
at the same time,
I left mine at home.
I mean, like, we got two examples there, and one's a little bit worse than the other. Well,
Yeah.
considerably worse. Like an atom bomb to America, kind of worse.
Right.
Well, I mean, lying about like a celebrity's wedding cake or something. I mean, obviously in a situation like that where I imagine some sort of contest type show where you'd be held on the merits of your work. Just like, if all right, maybe he didn't make a cake for Princess Diana's wedding, but if it was still, a good looking cake, good enough to win, that just kind of goes to show, don't always judge by what somebody says they've done before, unless you know for sure that this is what they've done before. Don't go with the guy who's done something for a famous person just because.
Right, so would you say that people just aren't doing enough checking in on the background? They're just taking these people at their word? Like publishers, they're taking these authors at their word that, okay, this is what you say happens.
Well,
so
something
it's
like
an
that's
autobiography.
really kind of like you said, she was, or she claimed she was 4 when this all started.
Yeah.
So the tough thing about any type of my big thing is there's no reality TV. There's just anytime you put a camera in front of somebody, you're gonna act a little bit differently, a little bit more.
I've never heard of
You're
such
gonna
a thing.
sit up a little straighter. It's the same thing with a book too. If you're gonna write a book about yourself, you're gonna embellish yourself a little bit. So
a little bit. This lady wrote that she was adopted by wolves.
Yes, I get that.
Killed a Nazi with my bare hands.
Complete overthrow. But what? I guess the real question is, because the book's been out for a while now. What are people still taking from the book? I mean, are people really super outraged? Because this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, everybody gets outraged, but how are you? You can't fact check something like that. You can't go to the wolves and be like, "How was it when she was 6?"
So it was fact checking it. Recently, somebody from Walfam was looking into it. She was like a genealogy expert or something like that.
Yeah.
Figured out she wasn't Jewish.
Yeah.
Said, there's a big hole in your plan.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Even then, if she was raised by wolves from the time she was 4, how would she know if she was or if she wasn't?
Because she spent several years with them. And when you're raised by something, you kind of figure out, wait a minute,
I meant Jewish. Not raised by wolves.
Oh, I thought you said, how did you forget that?
Are the wolves
My
throwing
parents were
breasts,
very-
for God's sake?
Does a 4-year-old really, aware of his
Hold on.
religion?
Tom, do you know what a bris is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
First
All right,
thing
all
I
right.
really- But I'm Catholic. I was raised Catholic, so a bris was the first thing.
That
came to my
picture
mind.
would take over like the dogs playing poker, the wolves performing the bris. That would be awesome. We need to get one of those. Hang it right up here.
And we found our background, ladies and
The
gentlemen.
wolves performing the bris on the little Jewish girl.
All you artists out there, I'm commissioning you to construct that for free, because we have no budget here at Mish Mash.
We can offer you a gift certificate to
These
Jim's
girders are
Comics,
attached
21
to
Somerset
nothing.
Ave,
They're attached to
Winthrop,
nothing.
Mass.
Yeah, but anybody will do anything to get famous these days, as we discussed on about the lie detector show last week.
Yeah.
These people are basically wrecking their lives for their 15
Yeah,
minutes of
it's
fame.
Right.
It's
And
just
money.
a matter of
Let's not forget money.
Yeah, it's all a matter of being famous is the American dream, and everybody wants the American dream, and some people just do what they can to get it. But as for who's to blame, I don't know. As for that guy who wrote the Million Little Pieces, I say we blame Oprah, but I want to blame her for everything. I want to blame her for the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. I can't.
It all comes,
stand her.
it all comes back to Oprah. And
If my theory turns out to be true and Oprah is Dracula, she may have been around for that whole
Yeah, she might have been.
thing.
Oprah may or may not be Dracula, but she is one thing for certain.
She might be black.
Fat cat.
The thing that
She's a fat
She is
cat.
a fat cat.
Wicked bad.
She's got so much money, she's like, watch me, Sunday nights, giving away all this money. And whoever gives away the most money wins some money. Hey, hey, hey.
That's
Terrible.
I
hate
the point is
Oprah.
that if you're gonna cheat the system, if you have some type of work, something you've created that is good enough to at least maintain people's interest, or because even if it was a boring, if it was a boring biography, it wouldn't have been published anyway. I mean, if she had just sold it as a work of historical fiction or something, it probably would have done just as well.
Yeah, but the fact is that she lied.
Yeah.
Right where she was.
I mean, it's just.
So basically, what it all boils down to.
So how old was she? How old was she when the book got published?
I think I'm not sure when the book was published. It was somewhere in the 1990s, and she's in her 60s now, so probably late 40s or whatever.
I was going to say it's not Alzheimer's.
No,
She went finally.
You're gonna pull the Alzheimer's card.
I was saying, hey, You know, old people say crazy things sometimes.
They do.
You know, maybe like she did
But
believe.
basically, what it all boils down to is that people will do anything for fame and money
To get ahead.
to get ahead, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
All
much.
right. All right. So on that point, we can.
Who hasn't embellished on their resume just a little bit?
I haven't.
Goody
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Yes, I am Adam in the ants.
I'm in
goody
week.
shoe-shoes.
I'm in week 2 of looking for a new job. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna put down that I was raised by wolves in my resume.
See where that gets you. All right. The next topic of the night. When the Will Ferrell movie Semi-Pro debuted February 29th, its first weekend saw it taking first place at 15.4 million. Only 15.4 million. When a number one movie can only take in that little, compared to debuting at 50 million, 60 million, 70 million, whatever, it's, you know, it's a little alarming. People are still calling it kind of a flop, even though it's first place. So even though it's the number one movie in America, it's still considered, you know, an underperformed film, a debut, since analysts predicted the basketball comedy to take 30 to 40 million in its first weekend. Now, at this point, it'll be lucky if it leaves the theaters taking in that much. In general, movie viewership seems to be in a steady decline. Why aren't people going out to the movies anymore?
Have you been to the movies lately?
Yeah.
You need a second mortgage just to buy popcorn.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. Like, I remember, like, now it's like the matinees are the price of
What the full price was.
what the full price was back in the
Not
day
long
when we were
ago.
little kids.
Not long ago.
Not even that.
Not long ago. Like
It was
maybe even 3 years
when we were in
ago.
high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, it's like
It's like a
it's crazy.
$7.75 now, $7.50 for a matinee.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's $10 just for a movie itself. You know,
Yeah.
just to get the ticket.
It's-
You know, and then like you need your snacks. I don't know about you guys, but I always need to have snow caps at the theater.
Popcorn,
Popcorn and snow caps.
diet soda.
I always get nachos.
Nachos, yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, I mean, hey, there are no snow caps.
Snow caps aren't good anywhere else for me. Like if I have snow caps anywhere else, I think they're disgusting.
I'm really not
when
into
I'm at the
nonpareils.
movies.
I
When
think-
I'm at the movies, snow caps are the best.
Well, for the price of going to the movies, you can just buy the DVD, which is now coming out like, you know,
Earlier and earlier.
2 to
Yeah.
3 months, if that.
But then
after.
you
studios-
also have when the DVD comes out, you buy the DVD and then 2 months later the special edition DVD comes out.
That's
So,
true.
like,
Well, that's on certain movies, like
Yeah.
your big summer blockbusters, like your Spider-Mans. Like now I know there's going to be like a special Uber edition that comes with a little statue or something, and like, you know.
And who aside from the casual movie watcher would even want something like that anyway?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like unless you're like
That's a
an
niche
Uber
thing.
fanboy geek,
Yeah.
and yes, I bought Star Wars 10 times. But
So you're holding up to my Star Wars geek
yes,
intro.
absolutely.
The Star Wars Ultimate Extended Edition.
Star Wars.
Ultimate Extended Edition.
He's not my father.
But yeah, like movies are just, and I also think that right now, I mean, seriously, who's been dying to see Semi-Pro in the theaters?
Yeah, I mean, like they predicted what?
mean-
How many?
30 to 40 million.
Did they see the trailer?
They don't just base it on the trailer. They base it on his previous movies' performances and the previous director's performances, previous studio performances, previous genre
He's
performances.
the same character in every movie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's always that.
Will
like,
Ferrell's like
I'm a dumb, kind of conceited guy.
Who
Yeah.
plays some kind of sport.
Yeah, well, or who does like something. I
does
mean,
something important.
Right.
Is very
It's all
ego-managing.
At the
rehashed.
same time, like
Yeah.
you know,
Crap.
At the same time, if you put this in like you know,
Semi-Pro.
there's certain
the
movies
Jackie
that are
Moon
just
story.
that are just you get
just Teen Wolf
you get
without the
bombarded
fur.
with advertisement for, and then those are the movies that are like your big money makers, like your Batmans, your Spider-Mans, your summer blockbusters, your
Yeah.
Pirates.
It's February.
And those
There's
are the ones
not
that are gonna make
Right.
movies that are coming out that are making people want.
At the same time, at this time last year or the year before, was when it started. There was it was the lowest point. It was one of the lowest points of consecutive weeks. I think it went like 13, 14 weeks where viewership was just down in the gutter, regardless of what was coming out.
Well, we got half of these. I mean, like I admit, everybody does it. We've watched. There are certain websites out there where you can watch movies that are out in the theater that are just there, and some of them, and they're not like, you know, the shaky, you know, I have a video camera under my coat kind of quality. You know, these are pretty good things. Either they're screeners that somehow have leaked out or somebody got a hold of. Well, you can just sit and watch on your computer instead of spending the $20 to go. And then
but does that really have that much of an impact?
Yes,
you
absolutely,
think so?
Absolutely. I mean, like we have you know, we have home theater systems where you can afford to have a really nice home theater system if you have a moderate income, if you're just living comfortably. It's no longer just like uber rich people have these huge screen TVs with super high def quality and surround sound.
Yeah.
I mean, you can build the same experience in your home.
Right.
Yeah.
And for a lot less, and without the annoying teenagers.
And without the parents who bring their kids and let them run around in front of you.
Yeah, anybody brings an infant to an R-rated movie.
Changing diapers.
I will walk up to them and say, if he cries, I'm making him an orphan. It's not the kid's fault. It's just
cooking turkeys in the aisles.
I am what you called the movie buff.
Right.
Oh, I love the movie.
And I love going, like...
I mean, we all love movies to a certain degree.
Yeah,
Tom seems to be the...
I've gone to the movies by myself numerous times. I can tell you...
What's that?
All these weird... No, I know. I can tell you all these really weird movies that I've seen, you know, in the theaters by myself. And it's just like, I just love the experience. It's one of those fun things. But nowadays, it's just so expensive. Like, you can't... And if you bring a date, you're done. You know, like...
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. And then if the movies... And nowadays, the movies, like, when I go see movies like Lord of the Rings, knowing that, okay, this movie's 3 hours, so at least, hopefully, I'll get my $10 worth. You know, whereas back in the day, when you were paying, like, $6 for a movie, you were happy with a an hour and a half movie. But
So to sum up, pretty much, if the movie viewing membership, whatever is in decline, it's largely due to the fact that it's very expensive.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not even worth it.
yes.
Right.
I think a lot of it has to do with the decline in the quality of movies. The big summer blockbusters are still making all the money. They're making more money than ever. Of course, they're costing more money than ever. But I think the average quality of movies that are coming out is subpar.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that, because, like, especially comedies, it's like, you know, with an action movie, you can see the trailer and pretty much know what you're going to get. It seems like comedies now, they're giving you, like, the only really funny parts
Are in the trailer.
Are in the trailer. And then sometimes they're not even in the actual movie, which is another thing that's
I hope that's not true about Strange Wilderness.
But they're like, but then you get, but then exactly, like Strange Wilderness, like, looks hilarious, but you know it's going to be one of those movies where you sit there and you're like, oh my god, this is the dumbest thing
No,
ever.
it's not,
like,
Jimmy.
Last twice.
Okay, all right.
We all love the
It's going to be good, Jimmy.
All right, okay.
I think we should bring this topic back up.
We can bring we can bring it up
After
at another
Iron Man
day, but at
premieres.
this point, it's pretty much quality's not there anymore. It's too expensive. Doesn't even really feel worth it anymore.
And you can you can get
and
the
you
same
can get it at
experience
home if you know how.
You can even make popcorn.
Pretty
at
much,
home.
and you can even make popcorn at home. All right, now comes the time of the show where we do the speed table. I'm going to ask my friends here a bunch of questions. They don't know what they are, and we're going to answer as many of them in 5 minutes as possible. Hopefully, we can get a little clock down here once we get started. And if we can get a signal as to when we can start.
I'm sure once we see the clock on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. First question. What is the best TV show set in Boston?
I don't even know.
I don't know. I watched a
Boston
little bit of that
Legal.
new show that came out, Unhitched.
Yeah, that
That's
was
set
in
in Boston. It's got
Is it?
that girl from it's got that girl from The Office. She's smoking.
And that guy from, what movie was he from? The 13th Floor?
The 13th Warrior.
No, The 13th Floor. And he was in
Right. Are
Scary
you talking about
Movie
the people
4.
who are in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're talking about what show?
That's the only show we can
Unhitched,
think of.
Ally McBeal, Boston Legal, those are the only
Ally
shows.
McBeal?
Cheers. Let's just say
Cheers.
throw
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, you're gonna be Cheers.
I know, I was waiting for cheers too. I thought that would be like
Cheers,
everybody's
duh,
first answer.
done.
Yeah.
All right.
The Bullfinch Pub.
The hotter Boleyn girl. Natalie Portman or Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, don't make me
Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson. Natalie Portman shaved her head. Scarlett
That was
Johansson.
hot, though.
And she
did
was
look
still
with
hot.
this shaved
Yeah,
head.
she looked good with a shave.
I can give you 2 reasons why
I don't know,
Scarlett
in-
Johansson's much
in the
hotter, but I'm
movie?
not going to talk about it.
I think,
Either way.
I think
Improper.
Scarlett, I
Either
think
way.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett
I
Johansson.
think Natalie's hotter
Yeah.
in the movie. Just
Star Wars.
So, in real life, it's Scarlett Johansson, so you don't have to choose?
I don't know. I can't.
So you can have it both ways, so you can have your cake and eat it too?
Yes.
This is stymied.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to set.
He's got a King Solomon decision here. He's got a King Solomon. Natalie Portman was Padme. She was in Star Wars.
That's why I love her so. Can you put on the lipstick like in the movie?
He wants to show him his lightsaber.
All right. If your favorite artist let you decide how much you'd pay to download their next album, what price would that be?
A penny. No, wait. I would pay.
Your favorite artist.
My favorite artist.
Favorite artist?
Your favorite artist of all time. How much would you pay if they gave you the choice?
$15.
$10.
$10, 15?
$10.
$9.85.
Is there any specific reason?
$9.86.
No.
I've actually, you were actually there when I bought a CD off my favorite artist, and it was $10. So.
Okay, right.
When we met Watt that time.
Right,
so
but did he give you the option of
no, he didn't. But I would gladly pay for. I mean, I like a lot of obscure musicians who.
I'd have to hear some of the music first.
You'd have to hear it
Honestly,
first.
yeah.
And so you wouldn't just buy it willy-nilly because they're your favorite artist.
Let me. If I really like the artist, I buy the CD. If you're a one-hit wonder, I'm downloading.
If Rivers Cuomo shows up at my door and is like, "Hey, we got this the new Weezer album. How much do you want to pay for it?" I'm gonna be like, I guess how much I have on me at that point.
Yeah,
if River Cuomo shows up at my door.
Okay. Well, you know, this is all based on Radiohead doing that. Nine Inch Nails is actually doing that now.
Yeah,
they're figuring that out. So yeah.
Pennywise as well.
Pennywise? Who cares about Pennywise?
Wow!
Oh, snap!
Wow, those guys are.
They're gonna come after me.
He's gonna get you.
All right.
He's in Stephen King's.
What classic TV? 2-minute warning. What classic TV show would you like to see remade as a movie that hasn't already been remade?
Cheers. Would you like to see? Do you like George Wendt? Do you like beans?
Do you like movie about eating beans? That's a good question.
A classic TV
Mork
show.
and Mindy.
I loved Mork and Mindy when I was a little kid. And
I think they are.
Greatest American Hero.
Yes.
Yes.
Greatest American Hero.
I love it.
Or
I'm stymied.
We were actually going to write a script for that.
we were going to write a script for that. Or The Bionic Man.
I'll say Different Strokes.
Okay.
Well, they
Different Strokes.
I gotta say something.
Would you recast or would you say?
Well, no, actually, you know what? Transformers. It's done. I win.
But, hey, you just threw my stipulation out the window.
Yeah.
All right. Which infomercial product do you wish you had invented?
The George Foreman grill.
The George
doesn't
Foreman
have
grill's
one of
probably the one I
those.
use the most. Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't have one of those.
The Ronco door guard. That inflatable raft hanging by fishing line. So when you open your door, I saw that and I was like, that's an inflatable raft hanging from fishing line. So I went in my garage and I hung an inflatable raft.
I just want to hang out with the Freak Show and the Magic Bullet commercial. Like they have everybody in that. Like there's just stereotypes.
Oh,
of
that lady from the 50s with the cat eye glasses and the
That's the
cigarette?
worst one ever. They open up the microwave. There's like 3 different things in there. They're like, look how nice it
All right,
came
30
out.
seconds left. Last question. If you had to choose, which popular sport would you have done away with forever?
Hockey.
Hockey.
Golf.
Golf? Really?
I just don't get. It's old men in pants, ugly pants walking. It's just.
Okay.
Golf.
Why did you say both? Did you say hockey?
I said hockey. It was the first thing I came up with. I used to like hockey, but not anymore. Oh, jeez!
4.
Quick! Fish. That's not a...
Time's
You
up.
blew it.
All right, that was the show. Be sure to check us out next time. Oh, wow, I was throwing my voice. Check us out next time, and between then and now, whenever now is, I'm not sure when
Now
this is
is-
playing, to be
now is
honest with
now.
you.
Yes.
Now is now.
Well, it was
That
just
was
then.
5 minutes later. I don't know. That was then. This is now. Send us in. Send us in.
Send us your emails.
Send us your emails.
Your comments.
Mishmashshow@gmail.com. Give us
Mishmash
suggestions.
Show.
Give us topic
It
ideas.
should be...
What do you want us to talk about? What do you
Right,
want
it's
us
going to be down
hear us
here
debate?
somewhere. I'll put it there eventually.
Mishmash
Mishmash
Show.
Mishmashshow@gmail.com.
There you
Thank you
go.
for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Keep in touch. We'll see you next time.
Bye now.
Thank you to these guys.